beauties, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about highlighters. I'm going to share with you my highlighter collection. I have become completely obsessed with highlighters. There was a time when I really enjoyed having a matte face and a matte look, and in recent years you guys know that it's been all about the glow and all about highlighters, and I have become hooked on highlighters. So I have grown my collection quite a bit, and I thought it would be nice to share that with you all and give you some swatches and just talk to you all about what I like about some of them and give you some of the uses for that particular highlighter. And hopefully you guys will be able to get some ideas about highlighters that might work for you with summer fast approaching. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for joining me for today's video. And if you are new to my channel and you like what you see, make sure that you click that subscribe button. That way you won't miss any of my uploads, and also make sure that you turn on the notification bell. That way you will be notified each time that I upload a new video. So if you'd like to learn more about my highlighter collection and get some ideas about highlighters that might work for you, then please continue to watch. So I'm going to talk to you about my highlighters, and I'm also going to share some tools with you all that I use to apply my highlighters. And I'm not going to talk to you about these in any particular order. I'm just going to reach for the ones that I'd like to share with you, and we will go through my collection, and there are quite a few. I'm going to start off with my Bobbi Brown highlighter because this was the very first highlighter that I purchased. That tells you guys I have really not been wearing highlighter all that long. I'm not sure when this one came out, but I was just all about a matte face. This is the Bronze Glow highlighter, and look at that. I purchased this highlighter because Nitra B really talked highly about this highlighter, and what I like about this highlighter is you get a very beaming glow. This is a more golden highlighter, but when you wear this highlighter, you're gonna get a very intense highlight with this particular highlighter. Gotta talk to you about my Becca highlighters. This is my rose gold highlighter. See how it has a rosy tint? And this one is Champagne Pop. Champagne Pop. So this is Champagne Pop, and that is the rose gold. So you should be able to see that the rose gold one has a rosy tint. I wear the rose gold whenever I want a really soft highlight, and I want it to kind of blend in with pink. So if I'm wearing a pink cheek color, a lot of times I'll reach for the rose gold. And Champagne Pop I used like on a regular basis, on an everyday, daily basis. It's one of those highlighters that just kind of goes with most looks. I also have this little sample size of Opal that I got recently from Sephora, and it is very beautiful as well. It is very similar to Champagne Pop. It is, I guess it's a little less golden, but what I like about Becca highlighters, they are extremely creamy and very blendable, and they just go on very smoothly on your cheek, and the quality is amazing, and they're one of my favorite types of highlighters as far as how they feel on the skin. So I highly recommend Becca Cosmetics highlighters. Hands down, some of the best highlighters out there on the market. Since I've talked about a couple of high-end, let's go to some of my drugstore highlighters. Recently, I picked up this Wet n Wild MegaGlo highlighting powder, and I will put the shade colors for these in the description box. As I can recall, the color names were on the sticker, but not on the package. So once you take the sticker off, you no longer know what the name of it is. So I picked up two Wet n Wild shades, and let me tell you guys, these have been talked about quite a bit here on YouTube. I love the little stamped or embossed like flower or plant that is on the highlighter. I love how that looks, and these really are extremely comparable to high-end highlighters. I'm extremely impressed with how these highlighters look. Okay, look at that. This is gorgeous. It has a rosy tint, but it looks a little bit like the Opal one that's beside it. It's very similar. And then this one definitely has more of a peachy rosy color. These two here are Wet n Wild, and I really use this darker Wet n Wild shade when I want something that's more everyday and natural. That's the one that I'll choose. And when I want a little bit more pop and highlight, I go for the other one. If you're a person who really likes wearing drugstore makeup, they are perfect. They will serve your highlighting needs just like high-end highlighter. Probably should have worn a short sleeve shirt for swatching, sorry. Let's see if I got a little bit more room on this hand for a few more. So you guys know that I just purchased Milani Highlighters. So I was greedy and purchased 3. Just like the Wet n Wild highlighter, oh my goodness, the quality is amazing. I had to purchase these online. They're available in stores, but they're always sold out. All right, so this is how they swatch. I did them in this order. This one is number 4, number 3, and number 2. And the number 4 one seems to be most golden. Number 4 is called Glowing. Number 3 is called Sun Glow. And number 2 is called Day Glow. Just depending on the look that you want to go for, they all have a little slightly different look. It looks like they almost go from like most golden to least golden in color. So if you have a lighter complexion or fair complexion, of course you may want to use a lighter highlighter. And if you are more dark in complexion, the golds are going to be your friend. Some more affordable ones that I have. I purchased this Makeup Revolution, and I'm gonna just talk a little bit about some of these palettes that I have right now. This is Makeup Revolution. This is a blush palette with highlighters included. This is the blush palette in Goddess. Now what I'll say is the quality of these products are really good, but I don't necessarily think that they work that well for darker complexions. They have this palette in some darker shades as well, like not Goddess, but they have another one that I think I've heard talked about here on YouTube that's really popular, but my Ulta did not have that one, so I just picked this one up to add to my drugstore collection. But I really think that some of the shades are a little bit light for me, but if you are a lighter complexion, more fair skin, you will love this. So let me swatch some of these for you. All right, so these are the highlighters out of the Makeup Revolution palette. And as you can tell, they are fairly light. A lot of folks have been wearing those unicorn makeup looks. I think Anastasia Beverly Hills just came out with a glow kit that has a lot of kind of psychedelic looking colors, just really light colors. And so if you're looking for a palette that maybe has those kind of icy colors, the unicorn colors, gosh, you guys know what I'm trying to say. So that seems to be more like what this will look like. You can no longer get your hands on this palette, so I won't spend too much time on it, but I believe you may be able to purchase the Prosecco Pop that's in the palette. That is this shade here, and then of course I've already talked about the Champagne Pop, and then those were the blushes. But let's go ahead and swatch Prosecco Pop because I think you can still get it, guys. And it is another one of those highlighters that is very golden. So if you like more of a golden highlighter shade, you may want to get Prosecco Pop. And this is by Becca Cosmetics. This was the Jaclyn Hill palette, and I love this palette. Oh my goodness, I just loved it, loved it, loved it for so long. It was all I wore. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit about this Carli Bybel palette. This is my original palette. Okay, recently I also acquired the Deluxe palette. Okay, I'm gonna try to swatch some of these for you, the ones that are different. These are the new shades, except that first one at the top, remember, was Prosecco Pop, but these are the new shades from the Carli Bybel palette. And my goodness, and they're all highlighters, but this like copper, that is so unique to me. It looks kind of like a penny, like that copper color. If you're really going for an intense bronzed look, that is going to be perfect. And again, you can use these on your eyes. They are gorgeous. And then I really like that she's added these lighter colors here. Again, that kind of gives you that unicorny look. Would be beautiful to pop into your inner tear duct. Just gorgeous. And then of course she has all these eyeshadows and mattes and shimmers. This is the Carli Bybel palette, but it's by BH Cosmetics, and very, very affordable palette. I believe the deluxe one now is $20. I love the shades in this palette. Woman of color friendly. Just love it. Can't say enough great things about it. Love it. These are the highlighter brushes that I like to use, but my absolute favorite, oh, My favorite brush, oh, and I forgot to tell you guys, I'm wearing the number 4 Milani on my cheeks today. I also have on the Cover FX enhancement drops, and I'll talk to you guys about that a little bit later, but that's what I use to highlight my face today. So my favorite fan brush for applying my highlighter is this Sigma Strobing Fan, and it's because it is perfect in size, and the brush is so dense that it really allows you to highlight with a precise highlight. It doesn't kind of skip around on your cheek because the brush is so dense. So it just gives you just a very perfect, flawless highlight. So I highly recommend this one. My second favorite fan brush is the It Cosmetics brush. You can get this at Ulta, and I loved this highlighter brush. You see, if you go back to some of my original makeup tutorials, I was using this one the most. And when I can't put my hands on that Sigma one, like when I'm reaching for something, this will be the second one that I try. For a long time, I used the Morphe M501 brush. This brush was recommended by Jaclyn Hill, and it almost has this a twin. I believe this one is synthetic, and I think this is animal fibers or hair. And this one is the M510, and they look very similar, but both could be used for highlighting. And for a long time I used this one after the It Cosmetics brush, but once I discovered the Sigma Strobing Fan, I just kind of retired this, but I will from time to time still reach for these, and they are more affordable, so you may want to check these out as well. Finally, I do have a Morphe Fan Brush. This one is the M601 brush. You guys can check them out on their website. It is probably the brush that I use the least for highlighting, but I have used it. It's not necessarily my favorite fan brush. It's just very wide. I don't know. It's not my favorite, but I'll go back to it from time to time just to see how I feel about it. But it is a fan brush option. It is affordable if you're looking for a fan brush. This is the Morphe M601 fan brush. I purchased this glow kit a long time ago. This is by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Huge pans there, barely have a dent in them. Again, I have a highlighter addiction, but don't necessarily need all of these highlighters. I just don't need them all, but anyway, I love them. Can't help it, love them. So the glow kit is a great way to incorporate highlighters that can go with a variety of looks. You know, you have like a golden bronze shade, and then you have the sunburst that's a little bit brighter, and these are a little bit more like for every day. What I will say about these, they don't have, like, to me, they don't have intense shimmer and are a little bit more muted, like even compared to that Carli Bybel one, but so beautiful as a highlight. There are lots of different glow kits to choose from. She's come out with tons of glow kits. I love having one. You can purchase one of these glow kits for the same price as one of some of my other highlighters. I looked at them, and the other highlighter will be the same price as buying the entire glow kit, and you get so many options. I just recently purchased this Nicole Guerrero. I can't ever say her name. I'm so sorry if I'm butchering it. Guerrero. I just recently purchased this Nicole Guerrero palette, and this one seems to have a little bit more shimmer and some very unique, just some uniqueness to it. Swatch some of these. This is my first time swatching this palette. Okay, oh my goodness, y'all. I can already tell that this was a really great buy. I'm sorry you can't see my face. I can already tell these are gorgeous. Let me, since I did not actually highlight my little shoulders here, I'm actually gonna, let's reach for this fan that I said I don't really like that much because it might be good for the shoulders. Let's test out something. Let's do Daydream. It's a little orangey looking. Let's try Kitty Cat. It's sort of a pinky color. It's pink. Let's go do, I'm just, since I'm highlighting all over the place, let's get a little bit of Go Getter. So can't complain about these highlighter colors. This one is limited edition, and I mentioned this before. If you can get your hands on one, you want to try to get it. It's sold at Sephora. I know that for sure. It's sold at Sephora, but it is limited edition, so you may not be able to get it any longer, but you may want to go try. Really nice one. Now, on with the highlighter. We're almost at the end, guys. I got this one in a Beautycon box. This is the Artist Couture highlighter, and this is in the shade Illuminati. This is a Diamond Glow powder, and they have a lot of different shades on their website. Because this is a loose powder, I'm gonna use my little strobing fan to apply this, if I can. Hold up, maybe I do it on this arm. Let's try this arm instead, guys, because I'm right-handed. Woo, look at that. You see that? Okay. Oh my goodness. This one is one of my all-time favorite highlighters. It is a loose powder, but it goes on so extremely intense. I love these loose powders. They have a variety of colors to choose from. This has more of a golden shade. It's more golden, but it is probably one of the most intense highlighters that I have in my collection. So if you're going for really intense and you want to have that really high beam look going on your face, then the Artist Couture Diamond Glow powders are fantastic, and this one is in Illuminati. Another one that I have, this one is not necessarily one of my favorite highlighters. I'll go ahead and tell you guys that it's not a favorite, but I do like having it. It was one that I've had a while, and let me tell you who this one is going to be best for. This is a highlighter by Too Faced Cosmetics, and I'm gonna tell you who would be best. I can't even hardly get it to swatch, that's what I'm telling you. These two shades right here are from this particular. This is a highlighting powder duo. This is Warm Glow and it's Candlelight Glow, and this highlighter is gorgeous. I do like it, and I do wear it and wore it quite a bit. When I say it's not my favorite, I have other highlighters that are more intense, but if I am going to work, this is when I will wear this most of the time. Or if I want a more subtle look and I don't want too intense of a highlight, I will wear this particular highlighter. It's probably one of the most subtle highlighters that I have, so that's why I say it's not my favorite, but it does serve a purpose. My last two compact highlighters are two of my favorites. This is the Makeup Forever highlighter, and this one is in the shade, it says Pro Light Fusion is what it says on it. I believe they have maybe two highlighter shades that I can recall. Let me see if I can find a little spot here on my hand. Oh my goodness, y'all. This one is so gorgeous. This is it right here. And it is so golden and so wearable, easy to swatch. It just goes on very flawlessly. It reminds me of the Bobbi Brown highlighter. So if you're looking to purchase the, I think this one was the Bobbi Brown highlighter here. It was the first one, and they look a lot alike. And they're very similar. So if you're looking to purchase either one of them, you really don't need but one. But this one is a fairly new highlighter, so it's one of the new ones, one of the newest ones in my collection, and I have put a dent in it. I love this highlighter. I love Makeup Forever. Gorgeous. One of my absolute favorites. It is on fire. This one is, I think I talked about this. I want to think I talked about it in my Ride or Die, but I'm not sure. This is probably the highlighter I use the most, actually. This is the Laura Geller highlighter. This is Gilded Honey, also highly talked about here on YouTube. It is extremely similar to the Makeup Forever one. It has more of a golden highlighter shade, and so if you're a woman of color like myself, a lot of my favorite ones seem to be the ones that are the most golden. They are some of my favorite highlighters, and it looks almost identical to the Makeup Forever highlighter. So that means my Bobbi Brown, my Gilded Honey, and my Makeup Forever one look very similar. It is extremely creamy, and I like the size of it actually. I really like that it's small. It's very travel friendly. So this Gilded Honey, Gilded Honey is another one that I use all the time. Reach for it on a daily basis. Love Gilded Honey. I forgot. I did want to mention really quickly, this Deck of Scarlet palette comes with a highlighter shade. Their highlighters are also extremely beautiful. This highlighter is a beautiful color, but doesn't, to me, have too much of a sheen. So if you get a Deck of Scarlet palette and you highlight with it, it's just gonna kind of brighten and give you a glow. It doesn't have a huge amount of sparkle and shimmer. So beautiful highlighter, creamy. The last two palettes that I have received had a highlighter shade in there, and I love both of the palettes. Okay, the last things that I'm going to talk about are just my non-compact highlighters. I have 3 left, so thanks for hanging in there. I'm sure this is going to be a little bit longer video than I thought it would be. Alright, I purchased this RMS. This is a highlighter shade by RMS. This is the Living Luminizer. And I don't know what to say about this highlighter, but I did want to talk about it for people who might be interested in this type of highlighter. I don't even know if I can get this to swatch. I'm going to put it on my finger here. I'm going to try to swatch it on my finger. This one, if you can see, it has a very white, this is a cream highlighter. And it swatches kind of whitish. I purchased it because online, they talked about how celebrities really like this highlighter and celebrity makeup artists. So I wanted to see what it was all about, and I have tried to use it in so many ways, and it's not my favorite. If you have a good way of using this type of highlighter, let me know, because I've tried it under other highlighters. I've tried it by itself, and it just doesn't give me the highlighter effect that I like. But I think that like it's used maybe a lot on red carpets when they're not really, because they're trying to not look overly made up. And this might be used just to brighten. This seems to be a highlighter that would be beneficial for people who want a dewy highlight, but you don't want to look like you're wearing highlighter, and you want to look like it's more of a glow from within. So I don't always want to glow from within, so I haven't quite found the makeup look where I would like this, but I did want to mention it in case you're looking for that type of look, and I think they have multiple shades. I want to next talk about these Cover FX enhancement drops. I just recently purchased them. I am wearing them today under my highlighter, and I have not used them in all the ways that they can be used. I have simply used them underneath other highlighter. Oh, I hate even putting them on this. I put them on my middle finger, so I'm gonna have to hold them up like this. So this Cover FX drop, it just kind of really blends into your skin. This one is very golden. This is the shade Candlelight. It gives me more of a golden look. I think this is gonna be great, like if I want to kind of bronze my body, I can use the enhancement drops for that. I think that it will be great for applying, mixing it in my foundation. I haven't tried it that way yet, to give you an all over glow on your face. I have used it here underneath my cheek highlight, so it looks like you're going to just be able to use it in multiple ways. My final thing that I want to talk about here, I'm going to put this one beside it on my little ring finger here, or whatever. Yeah, I'm wearing this Marc Jacobs. This is the Do You Do drops, and I just thought they were worth mentioning because you can use them alone as a highlight, and you can mix them in foundation. I have used them mixed in my foundation. I'm actually wearing it today mixed in with my Makeup Forever foundation, and when I mix it in my foundation, it just gives me an all over glow. I just love it that way. I may have tested it out, just kind of dotting it here, and it looks like it will do something similar to that RMS. And as well as the Cover FX drops, like these liquid highlighters, to me, where I thought you might get a very intense highlight, I think that it gives you more of a subtle glow from within type of highlight, a dewy look. Alright, so thank you guys for hanging in there to the end of the video. I am looking all marked up. up here. I hope that you all have enjoyed the video and have gotten some ideas of different highlighters that might work for you. I love the look of highlighter, and whether you're going with a dewy highlight, whether you want to be subtle or intense, there's all sorts of options out there, whether it be high-end or whether it be drugstore. Hopefully I have provided you all with plenty of options to choose from. If you like this video, make sure that you give it a big thumbs up. I would love to know what your favorite highlighter is, so make sure that you leave me a comment below, because I'm always looking for more highlighters to add to my collection, and I also like to just see if any of my favorites are your favorites. So please make sure that you leave me a comment, and if you have not already subscribed to my channel, make sure that you click that subscribe button. So I'll be seeing you guys again very soon in the next video. So until the next time we meet again, this is Savvy signing out.